Sup, capybaras. I just wanted to come in to let you know I am editing this episode and I noticed that there was a bit of a mess up in terms of the recording at some point. So it's gonna jump cut at some point. I was trying to figure out some armor class stuff for the combat sequence that ends up happening, but the problem was I accidentally hit stop recording and I had to continue off where I thought I left off in terms of the recording, but really it kind of jumps ahead by a few things. So not to be confused, I was checking the armor class for both Talti, who's wearing a leather jacket, and for the unnamed bounty hunter, which you'll be named into this episode, by the way. And with him, he is wearing sort of like this woven fabric into his own clothes, giving him a little bit more of an advantage in terms of what it would take to hit him. So that's just it. I do apologize if that feels a little abrupt, but the episode still happens normally from that little jump cut. And it's a great episode, so please stay tuned. And once again, I apologize. Enjoy the episode. All right, Sub Capybaras, welcome back to another episode of The Lone Roller. It is I, as always, your host and your player of this game, Leon. And just so you know, I'm not wearing the do-rag or the Dragon Ball Z shirt. Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of wanted to wear it again, but I didn't want to wear the same outfit more than once throwing. You know what I mean? It's a little like so I'm doing the Naruto, got the Konoha village up here and just wearing my shirt. And if you're looking at and you just noticed this and this, I donated, I just donated platelets. That's what I did recently. Just save some lives. Happy to do it. So I'm just taking it easy today, and I'm gonna record this episode for you guys. So we're going to get started. So where did we last left off with Talti, aka Sven? He was on a arid desert planet that we haven't given a name to, and he delivered a machine that at first he thought was going to be something a little shady, a little questionable, but it ended up being something that was for merriment and created joy on this desert planet. They were able to put this machine together. The friendly old person, he was Irish, gave them an Irish accent, and he assembled the machine together, and snow went everywhere, and families came out and they had their fun, they had their merriment. It was just great. But and it's a big old booty, when he turned around to go back to his ship, he was confronted by the unnamed bounty hunter with Rizzo, because Rizzo unfortunately had to sell him out because the bounty hunter ended up tracking Talti's footsteps to Rizzo, and Rizzo, not wanting to lose his life because obviously he watches out for himself. He's numero uno in his book. Unfortunately, sold out Sven, Talti. And that's where we ended our scene, and that is where we're going to now pick up the scene. And I decided the chaos factor went right back up to 7, and I felt that was the end of the scene. This is the beginning of a new scene. The new scene is now the confrontation between the bounty hunter and Talti. So as always, we're gonna roll a D10, as always, provided by Midnight Fury Design. So we roll under the chaos factor, which is 7, equal or below. Something happens to the scene. It's either altered, interrupted, and if I roll above it, proceeds as normal. So we'll see. Is the scene altered or interrupted? My dice went over there. Is that a reroll? I rolled an 8. So the scene proceeds as normal. Talti is confronted by the unnamed bounty hunter, immediately recognizing him and seeing who he is. He looks at him and realizes that he wasn't safe at all. No, not in not at all. I wasn't saved. And he looks down and he sees Rizzo is with him. Rizzo sold me out. Why? Oh no. This is only going wrong for me, he thinks to himself. The unnamed bounty hunter says, well, we meet again. We meet again, Sven, don't we? You have something that I need. You. I need to bring you into your government so that I can collect my bounty. And it's only fair that you just come with me quietly and just make things just easier for me. Talti looks at the unnamed bounty hunter and he goes, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. I never got your name, but I'm afraid I can't do that. And if I have to, I am willing to fight you. All right. He looks at Talti and he says, hey, you want to do it the hard way? We can totally do it the hard way. And he immediately pulls out his blasters and he immediately takes aim. So as soon as he pulls out his blaster, does he immediately get a shot off? Now, he didn't ready his weapon, so that is a minus. That's a penalty by 1. And with that, he still is someone that is adept, so we're going to give him a 2. So it really takes a +1 to his modifier. And really quick, what is Talti's armor class? Saying armor class like it's freaking Dungeons and Dragons. Well, he does have the leather suit or the leather outfit, so he's got some protection just based off of that. So let's just double check some things here. So we're gonna say that he has woven combat armor into his clothes. So this what is unnamed bounty hunter. So Talti has to roll. It's a target of 15. Talti has a +1 to at least his shoot because he is a level 1 at shoot. So he's gonna go ahead and roll this 1d20 from Midnight Fury. So Midnight Fury design, give us some good luck, okay? I really would appreciate some good luck. We need a 14 or better to hit this gentleman. And he rolled an 8. So now it's for his turn. The unnamed bounty hunter rolled a 19. Oh no, he rolled a 19. Talti takes 2 points of damage. So that puts him down to 22 health. So Talti takes a shot. He looks around and he tries to see, is there any place for him to take cover so he can hopefully gain some sort of combat advantage over this guy? So he looks around. Is there any place to hide under or hide behind? He rolled a 78. No, there isn't anything for him to hide. So Talti, quick thinking, has to go, I can run. And I could probably take this guy in a melee combat scenario because it has proven before he has done pretty well in combat. Melee combat. He did pretty well. So Talti takes a shot. Oh no! He's like, no, I gotta think better for myself. So he's gonna run and shoot. So he's running right at him. He's gonna take obviously he's gonna take a penalty to running. So let me see. Usually when you're running, you take a usually when you run, you take a penalty. Okay, so I don't see any penalties for running, but Talti is going to run right at him and go for a quick shoot. And he rolled a 7, so no, he doesn't hit this person. Now, let's determine how far away was he. So if you can run up to 10 meters, that's pretty fast. So if you got the run and the gun. So now this person, the unnamed bounty hunter, is gonna go ahead and he's gonna shoot at Talti that's running at him. So let's see what happens. He rolled a 2, completely misses. Now Talti, he's gonna pull out a weapon now. He has his stun baton as before, and he's better at that. So can he hit? Let's double check that. Can he hit this person with his stun weapon? We gave him. No, he doesn't have that. Yeah. He doesn't have that. So he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. So much as a good advantage on it. So unfortunately, he rolled a nat 20 though. He rolled a nat 20. So with a shock weapon, Okay, so a stun baton does 1d8 of damage, non-lethal damage. So let's go ahead and roll on that. He rolled a 6, so this gentleman takes 6 points of non-lethal damage, just giving him a shock. So now this person is going to go ahead and ready a new weapon because having a gun out gives him a disadvantage. But does he try to shoot? I feel like this guy's got combat training. Let's ask, how good is his combat training? Will he just keep shooting with his pistol or will he switch? So will he keep shooting with his pistol even at close range? 50-50, that's a 20. Yes, he will. So he's going to take a minus penalty because it's so close. So I double check something here. Okay, so I don't see any penalties for making a ranged attack at a close range, not like in Dungeons and Dragons. He rolls a 7, so he misses. Now he's so he took a shock damage. And does Rito have time to run away? I want to say it's like likely that he'll do that. He'll just run away. He rolled a 52. Yes, Rizzo is able to just get away because the battle is getting close. He's like, no, I gotta get the frick out of here. And he just starts bolting it. I do have another question. Now that all this thing is going, was it close enough that there's people there that are gonna hear this commotion and see this commotion? 38. Yes, they're so I will say that the authorities are going to be called. I think it's would be prudent to roll a d4. We'll roll a d4. I know you didn't see it. D4. There we go. And we'll just say that's how many. I would rather go with minutes on this one. Let's roll a d10. Let's roll a d10 and call it minutes. So, how many minutes before authorities arrive? 7 minutes, 7 rounds of combat. It's already been a few rounds of combat, but let's just say that the commotion already happened for a couple minutes, and that's what now the authorities are being called and they're on their way. So they have 7 rounds of combat to get through before any authority comes in to interrupt. So Talti taking advantage has already shocked him. Can he do something to disarm his weapon? Ooh, that's a good one. Let's find out, can he disarm him? Disarming a foe. I want to see that. Alright, so when it comes to disarming, it says here to execute a disarm, an assailant must choose to spend their main action doing so and make a successful attack roll. If they hit, they do no damage. Instead, both they and their targets make a dex or strength modified skill checks with the weapons they're using, with the defender getting a +3 on the roll. So that means the bounty hunter is going to get a +3. So let's do it. So he's got to make a successful attack roll. I have to be better about rolling these dice. He rolled a 15 on the dot. That's great. So now we're going to give the defender a +3 to his roll. He rolled a 4. He rolled a 4. Tulsi has to get that or has to get 5 or better now to make this work. 5 or better. He rolled an 8. Talti is able to use the stun baton and just whack the firearm right out of the guy's hand. So now the guy's gun goes, according to the rules, 1d4 meters away. And it goes 2 meters into the distance. Now this guy has no gun, but now he's gonna try to punch Talti in the face. Let's give him a nice good roll for that. Rolls a 9, completely misses. Talti comes back with his stun baton. Rolls a 19. Good on you, Talti. Giving him 6 points of damage. So Talti, after he knocks it out, the punches just misses him. Talti, I'm kidding. and just puts the baton right in him, shocks him for like another 6 damage. The guy goes, and Talti's the advantage is almost mine. I can totally win this combat. And now it's the other guy's turn. He has to roll. What's he gonna get? He tries to punch him in the face, rolling a 9. No, not gonna happen. Talti coming back, rolls a 2, nothing else. The other guy comes back at him, rolling a 5, nothing. Talti with the stun baton rolls an 8, nothing. I think it's time for this guy to try see if he can disarm Talti now. Rolls an 11. No, he's not able to do that. He used his main action. Talti coming back. I gotta be better about rolling these dice. Talti rolling. Rolls a 14. Not enough. Not enough. So we already done about 4 rounds of combat. The authorities are almost there. So let's do it. Guy, unnamed bounty hunter, rolls an 8. Talti rolls a 15. Rolls a 5 for damage. That already puts it at 11. And rolled a 7 before. No, he rolled 6 before. 12, 5. All right. So he rolled 8. He's already rolled 17 damage. Oh, he's almost got this guy. All right. This is the last round before the authorities show up. Oh, wait. That was a little awkward. It's like on the side. Oh, natural 1 for this gentleman. Talti, can you come back and do something? Rolls a 9. Ending of combat as the authorities arrive. This gentleman, I would say it's small, small desert planet. I would say what ends up happening is that it's almost like a sheriff kind of thing, and he's out there and he's gruff, looking gentleman, and he says, "What are you doing? What are you doing out here? You're shooting out your blasters and whatnot, shooting everywhere, you blisters. You're doing damage, somebody can get hurt." And he immediately grabs the both of them and he brings them in, and he not brings them in, he just like grabs them both. "What are you doing?" he says, and Talti goes, "This gentleman was attacking me." And the other person, the bounty hunter, he's like, and he's like, the sheriff looks at him and goes, "What's your name, laddie?" And he goes, "My name is Jito. I'm just a bounty hunter. I'm only here after this gentleman, Talti, that you call. That his name is Talti. He's wanted." Talti goes, My name is not Talti. I don't know what this gentleman is talking about. I don't even know why he's even after me. My name is Sven Borger. I was only here to deliver your goods." And with that's a persuasion roll. Let's give it to Talti, and his talk is pretty damn good. And he's got that charisma, so let's see. His charisma gives him a +1. His talk is a 2. Oh my goodness. We're gonna give that, being that this person is already pretty suspicious, let's give it a target before we roll. Not name a target, a target roll. I've been really bad about that, and today we're gonna get better about that. Let's give it skilled expert. No, let's give it an 8. A significant challenge to a competent professional that they still succeed at more often than not. This person's already suspicious of both of them. They've been shooting guns, but this guy was clearly the attacker. So let's do that. Talti, explains, my name is Sven. I was only here to deliver your machine. Oh, wow. Talti rolled a 3, 4 with his 3, 7. That's a 10. Booyah. So with the 10, the sheriff's like, "You're talking this fine gentleman is what you're doing. And I wouldn't be having any of that, Jito." It's like, Jito goes, No, you don't understand. He's a wanted criminal. He's a wanted criminal. Is that even enough? He rolls a 6, but he doesn't have the talk. That's a -1 penalty. That's not enough. Yeah, likely story. He's a unwanted man. His name is Sven, is what it is. Come over here. And he takes the bounty hunter with him, who's now taking shock damage. Whoa. And Rizzo, he kind of comes out. He's like, "Sven, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. Talti looks at him and is like, I don't even want to hear it, Rizzo. I delivered our goods. I made good on my bargain. Don't you ever try to betray me like that again. I'm sorry, but are you really him? Talti looks at him and goes, Rizzo, I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. My name is Fen, just because I happened to even somewhat look like this Talti person, that governor on the run. I'm nothing like him. We only have very close similarities. Ugh. That enough to convince this man of that? We'll give that a target of 8 as well. He rolled a 6 plus 3. That is enough. Rizzo's like, I'm sorry. You're right. You're Sven. It's just that that man really convinced me that you really were that guy. Look, I'll let bygones be bygones. I'm really sorry about that. Can you at least give me a ride home? Talti looks in his own heart and says, I think you can manage to get off of this planet on your own, Rizzo. I think you can manage on your own. Just don't bother me again. And Talti just walks away, leaving Rizzo behind to be like, great, I need to figure something out to get out of here. I'm stuck here. And he's pretty well-earned gentleman with all of his, his shady doings and whatnot, that he'd be able to get off the planet. But Talti walks away. Glad that that confrontation is over. Glad that that bounty hunter has already been taken away at this point and now can continue back to Ascension to wrap up everything and to deliver the news of what happened to Marcia and hopefully gain some other mission that get him a little bit closer to figuring things out before Senator Vomoshin finds that device. Until next time, that is where we're going to end our scene. Talti was very much in control of that as much as the chaos that went about. So the chaos factor will go down from 7 to 6 for the next scene and episode. My name is Leon. That was the show. That was the episode today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for everybody who listened to episode 27. It's by far one of my most successful episodes. By the time of this recording on Sunday, it has been at, if I'm doing the math correctly, 36 views entirely, which is incredible for me. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in every week. Please like, share, subscribe to me. It's great. I'm looking to hopefully expand out on my YouTube channel as well. With that said, please follow me on Twitter, Alternative Zen, and also on Instagram as well as Alternative Zen. You can follow me on my blog as I've been releasing chapters of a book that I've been working on called The Departing Tale of Christopher and the Hereafter. The first 3 chapters, well, really 4 chapters if you include the prologue, is available on my blog. So you can check that out at stillfoxes.home.blog. The links will be in the description below, and let me know how you're doing today when you listen to this episode. My name is Leon Capybaras. Thanks so much for stopping by.